I guess first and foremost, right now we'll entertain, you can vote for yourself and nominate yourself for the position and vote for yourself as well. We have three positions, officers. That's the president, vice president, and a secretary. And I'd like to start off voting or taking nominations for the president first. So if the board wishes to nominate anybody for the position of president?
I will just say I don't happen to know these ladies. So is it possible to
Okay.
introduce ourselves to the community and to ourselves before we have a chance to?
Let me recant, we'll do that.
Is that possible?
I apologize.
Sorry.
Ladies of the
No
board,
worries.
please introduce yourself.
I will start. I'm Alicia Zeiler. My parents are Ron and Linda Milkey, so I recently am married, so that's why I have a different last name than maybe some of you recognize. I am home farming and have an interest to see what the library is about and be involved in the community for kind of my first time after being back for 5 years. So
I'm Kelly Peterson. I am normally by day a high school math teacher. Right now, trying to find that elusive job, but substituting in the meantime. So my days are filled. But like Alicia said, I want to be part of the community, want to find a niche that works well for me, and I think the library is probably going to be something that I can get dirty with.
I'm Marge Zackett. We moved to Harrington we bought about 2 years ago. We moved here a year and a half ago. Excuse me. And I have been involved in library work for years, but I am not techie library. So it's something that would have to learn down the road. But I feel it's really important for a community to maintain and keep their library going.
Thank you, Marge.
I'm Denise Holling, and I'm with David, and we are farmers. And I moved down here 7 years ago, and just getting to know everybody and wanting to be involved with different things going on, and maybe bring some new ideas with the town, and just enjoy being involved with things.
Thank you, Denise.
Just Trudy.
Hi, I'm Trudy Wagner. I've been here about 6 years, not quite, but almost 6 years. I'm a retired and a very proud and happy grandma. And I'm just interested in trying to get involved in some of the things in the community, and I really feel the library is important to a community.
Thank you, Trudy. That was nice, ladies. Alrighty, I should, any other questions about the board at this moment?
Well,
Yes,
I
once-
do have one question.
Yes, Marge?
Is it imperative that we elect the officers today before we get to know each other?
It is at this time, Marge, because I'm here just to facilitate, because this is a new board. There's no officers as of yet. Once they're elected, that is the end of my responsibility. You guys, or you ladies, take it and run from there. Your job is, you make up your own bylaws or follow boilerplate from something else or whatever you're gonna do. You're in charge of the running the library. And that's the end of the council and the city's responsibility at that point. Does that clear it up, or?
Well, yes, it answers the question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Any others? Don't be shy. It's all good. Okay, if you feel comfortable at this time, like I said, I would like to ask for nominations for the president position.
I'd like to nominate Kelly as tapped into the current school and community network.
Okay,
I'll nominate Denisa.
okay. Kelly.
And I might just say too, I'm not really interested in an officer position.
Me either.
Because of my eyes and stuff, you know. Even secretary, I'm not really good at writing. I'm using a Sharpie so I can see, so.
I'm not sure if you want to, okay, I guess,
Get a piece of paper.
you want the papers?
You want the paper?
Oh, here.
I'll have to grab.
I have some paper. I always have paper.
Well, you need 5 of them.
Just
How about we take one and split it?
yeah.
That's fine too.
That work?
Vote for one.
Oh, did you?
I'll pass it
Vote
around.
early and vote often, right?
Do we have a plethora of pens?
You want the pen?
Some of us came unprepared.
You can use mine or,
That would be me. That would be the unprepared one. I'm not at school, so therefore my skills of
You'll probably like.
having my pen cup on my desk.
anybody else need pens?
You probably want more than a Sharpie.
That way.
Or less than a Sharpie. There we go.
I didn't do a very good job on that one. Sorry.
Did we get? Ours may not be as long. We'll share. There we go.
What are we doing?
This is
Voting?
kind of a, yeah.
Okay, my pen does it right. Oh, there we go.
It's about how small we make them.
Doesn't matter.
Roll them about.
Why you vote many times here.
And you just hand them to.
You wanna read the names for me, Stephen?
Sure.
Let me mark 'em.
Okay. First one is Denisa. And I think that's Denisa. None of you said you were a doctor, right? Denisa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kelly. Kelly. And Denisa.
5 votes, 3 for Denisa, 2 for Kelly. Denisa, you've been elected president. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alrighty, next office to fill is vice president.
I nominate Kelly. Care to take his-
Get away from the kid.
Oh, I don't know.
Anybody
Are we gonna
else?
have a second name?
Oh, no.
Are you okay with
Right.
secretary?
Oh, am I okay with
Yeah.
secretary?
This
It's
is for
gonna be
vice
between-
president.
I know,
But
but
that's
they don't want any positions.
So
So if you
Do
put,
so.
I am fine with secretary if you're
Okay.
fine with vice president.
I am. That'll work.
Will that
All
work?
right.
It's
Oh,
Alicia, right?
Good.
ALICIA.
Took
I
care
like
of that.
There we go.
Like, is he Alicia?
Take care of that
I'll
election.
leave those other notes to self.
Okay, well, that just sped things up.
Yeah.
We have President Denisa Halling, Vice President Kelly
Peterson.
Peterson, and Alicia, I'm
Zyler.
gonna call you Joe Zeiler, as secretary. So that concludes my job here this afternoon and responsibilities is hereby turned over to the new board. Congratulations again and good luck. Thank you
Thank
one
you.
and all.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dave.
You want us to?
Remember, the mics are on.
so did everybody bring their resolutions or do they have them? Because I think Jerry has copies.
I did not bring
Okay, that's fine. I think, Joe, did, you brought copies, didn't you?
I brought 2 because the copier here is not operational. Budget
Oh,
cuts.
this one, are you gonna read it or something?
Got,
Are we supposed to read it?
No. Well,
no,
We have to go through it.
Right, okay.
Um,
But we do need to put these in, so that we
The
know.
positions, yes.
You have that with you.
I do have it with me. I have one, Denise. Two, Kelly. 3, Marge.
Oh, come on.
Thank you.
And
Who was 3?
4, I'm 3.
Okay.
And 4 is Trudy. And 5 is Alicia.
Okay, there are the 2 copies that are printed, and if you guys just wanna read, they're
Okay,
on my
okay.
computer.
Do you want one that you can make larger? Okay. Or do you want to read one? Just because I can see it on the computer.
Oh.
So that's okay.
Is that the resolution you were wanting?
Yes, we
I
have.
have a copy here.
Okay.
Okay.
I do believe I emailed these to all you guys, so you guys probably have them in
I do, I just didn't print it out.
Did you want your representation?
No, I don't think so. Do
Hmm?
we need
Does-
to? I
does
don't think we
anybody
to
need
read
them?
out loud.
No, I don't.
So if we go down,
Trudy, did you?
What? No.
you can read it, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good enough.
So for next meeting, we'll have an agenda.
Yes.
Because the city didn't do that for us.
No.
Right,
but
Jeff?
we-
No.
They did about everything else, so.
Right? They did everything else.
But we do have to set up what day of the month and the
So,
time.
Section
So that's
7.
kind of, if we go by section, that's the next thing to do.
Okay.
So what works for everybody? Is there a particular day of the week?
Do we like Mondays because it doesn't interfere with anything going on Wednesdays?
Mondays is bad for me,
Mondays are bad for you.
but
Okay.
Are we starting with once a month or twice a month or?
Once a month. Well, we might want to do twice a month because we got to get our bylaws done right away.
Right.
So probably 2. And we have to get a librarian in.
Can we legally do the librarian before we do the bylaws? I don't think so.
I don't
And the
think-
mission statement.
Yeah, I think we have to do those things first.
Yeah, I think
before
so,
we can
yeah.
proceed forward with.
Usually Tuesday and Wednesdays are out for me, unless it's this time of day.
Okay. Thursday.
I know, what about
Thursday's
Thursday?
our last choice is Thursday. So.
Okay,
Thursday.
then what time?
Are we still restricted to open library hours?
We can, if we go outside the library hours, then we can meet at Memorial Hall. But if we want to touchy-feely, anything in the
Only until the
library.
librarian's appointed, and then once we get a librarian, she'll have a key.
Okay. And then library hours are till 6.
Are we gonna keep the same?
So that's something that we'll discuss in our bylaws, right?
Okay. Currently thinking about 1 month from now or even a few weeks from now without having a change, is it till 6?
Is 4:30 a good time though?
For right now.
For
right now it is.
I would prefer later in the evening to be
little later.
I
to
can't-
work,
yeah.
but that's
And
I
yeah,
can always go
evenings
back
are gonna
to
be
work.
hard for.
Yeah, I can't
You
do,
guys.
I can't
Evenings
do
work for,
evening.
yeah.
Okay.
So how about if we set up a meeting
Thursday at 4:30.
in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
'Cause
So for regularly scheduled meetings, do we want to say the first and third weeks of the month?
we can.
Okay.
That way we're,
Yeah.
that way we know that it's always the first and third that we're gonna get
And
together.
then if we needed to cancel
Mm-hmm.
one,
Mhm.
but we'd have to keep it within a 4-week period.
Right.
But we're only gonna have to have double meetings for what?
Couple months.
Couple months until we're,
Right.
so first and third week, be first and third Thursday. And at what time?
4:30.
4:30. So it'd be October 6th and October 20th.
October what was first one?
Okay, then we have to have a
6th.
motion.
Two
October.
weeks. 2 weeks from now, if you'd like to do 2 weeks from now, if I'm counting correctly, is Thursday, October 6th.
Okay,
Gives us technically 2.5 weeks.
And then what is, then the next would be
The
the
next would be
20th. I'll be
October
gone on the
20th.
20th.
Okay. So maybe that one we might look at rescheduling if we need to.
food for thought. Do we want to meet next week to work on the bylaws and get it? The
As a
reason
working
why is
committee.
because we've got to get a librarian in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bylaws, and we can set the exact dates we're gonna have our meetings. And go through all of that.
Let's see, today's the
So that would be the 29th, September
Mhm.
29th.
29th, starts with the
29th,
29th.
just as a working meeting.
As a working meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be Thursday at 4:30.
Followed by October 6th, or put 2 weeks in between.
Probably October 6th, because if we can get our bylaws in and approved, then we can,
This all has to go to the city council first.
no,
No,
it does not.
no.
Nothing
This is
goes
all
to the
us.
city
Not
council.
the bylaws?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
It's all ours.
Okay.
No, but they need to be able to come in and look at them if they want to. Anybody, because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
public record.
Yeah.
So,
So, but we do have to have a,
Yes, I would
motion for that.
make a motion for our next meeting to be September 29th, Thursday, September 29th at 4:30.
Second it.
any discussion? All in
So that's
favor?
the 29th and October 6th. To start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And no discussion, all, so, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
How about if we got some existing bylaws, from some of the other small libraries?
I've been trying to get them, and I've been unsuccessful. I've got 2 more that I'm gonna try to get, to give us an idea, so we can
So
have
we can-
something to
for
sit
this-
down and go by.
Good.
Yeah.
whose did you get?
I haven't gotten any of them yet.
Okay.
I called Ritzville, Odessa, and Reardon.
No responses, or
Mm-mm.
What about Davenport?
I did not try Davenport, but we can reach out to them too.
I think we should.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They seem to be receptive. to,
They've been good with everything
discussions.
else.
and who else is in the regional library that we're not?
Well,
Wilson
Wilbur.
Creek? Or,
Oh, and the
sorry, Wilbur.
Wilbur has one.
Mm-hmm.
did you say you had reached out to Ritzville?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Odessa is open on Wednesdays as far as being able to speak with a librarian there that would maybe have access to them, or I don't know if that's through city council. But the library is open Wednesday and Saturday in Odessa.
Just Wednesday and Saturday.
Mhm.
You want to reach out to them and try to get it?
I could call them on Wednesday.
Okay. All right.
Are we going to advertise for a librarian, or or has there been anybody that has talked to anybody about wanting to be one?
Well, I think we should open it.
Is there a position posted as far as?
There's nothing posted, but everybody knows that it's open.
Okay.
So I think fairly,
Mhm.
I think it would be fair that it's advertised.
Okay. And what sort of advertisement? Just poster on the wall here, Lincoln Advertiser
We
online?
can, that's up to the board. What do you guys all want to do?
Joe, you have a comment out there?
Yeah, I believe the city is expecting something from you guys to put in the paper.
The advertiser.
At the advertiser, yeah.
Okay.
So you guys decide.
By when?
It's
And
given to
it's
Jerry.
our decision.
A decision. So this.
No, I meant, when does the city have to have it to put in?
We will tell them.
I think the
When
When we
deadlines-
hand it to
I
him,
think-
Jerry will call it in and do it.
Yeah.
Jerry?
Whatever we decide to do, Jerry gets it and then.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the Lincoln Advertiser. There's got to be a date.
Is there a
Thank you,
written,
Jerry.
a written job description for the librarian position at this point?
No,
Okay.
but
Kind of
that is
list of-
something,
list
that's
of
something
duties.
else we have to put on, we'll do that with all the bylaws.
List of duties and responsibilities. and-
So I guess maybe we should wait 1 week until we work on those bylaws and then we can pull together. I looked at a couple of things. And I'll share them with you guys. But this is. Maybe I didn't bring them. I guess I didn't. It was just a list of, yeah. I don't have it with me. I didn't bring it in here. So, so maybe we'll do that on our next
At our
meeting.
next meeting. I think that would be good.
Okay.
And then going down to 3 is librarian, 4 is submit annually a budget. Is there an existing budget that the
Yes.
library is working
We
on
will get that,
currently?
we'll get that, as Jess was working on that to give to us. So
Okay.
we'll get that at the next meeting too.
Okay, and when does that, do you know the parameter of
So it's
time?
supposed to be in on the 25th, right around the 25th of September.
Don't think we can handle that.
No,
Not this year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Goals. Mr. Armand.
It was brought up casually that it would be, it would not be expected that a budget would be from you guys right away.
no,
So there's some latitude there, let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Nice.
but we're gonna work off of what they've done anyway, so
Okay,
shouldn't be too hard.
so we will have copies of
Yep, that'll all be in
prior
the
year's
next, yep.
budgets. And that will be emailed from Jerry.
I probably
Or
get that from Jess.
Jess.
Okay.
Jerry, Jess, or the treasurer, one of the 3 of them.
Okay.
Would give us the budget, or the previous
Previous years.
dollars that we used and were allotted.
Yeah, Jerry, Jess did he get any of that finished?
No.
Okay.
You need a job description as well.
Mm-hmm,
For the librarian.
mm-hmm. Can we all share emails? Cause it'll be easy to just email stuff back and forth. Did you do it?
I'm working on that currently. Getting the account created and getting you set up to work with it, what I found with council members is there's a wide variety of aptitude. So I can create the account for you. Getting into it might require a little bit of time between you and I. But yes, we'll go that direction. I wouldn't say that you as a group would reliably have access to your email, if nothing else because of the setup time that might be involved for your, like, unlike the city council that has machines that are all the same, you guys are gonna be setting it up with whichever email client you want, or there's gonna be more variation than there is for the council. So I wouldn't assume that you're going to have official email that is reliable for the next few weeks at least.
So, is everybody okay with sharing emails?
Well, I don't mind it, I just don't think with my, I just use a laptop that goes through my, so I don't think it would work, Denise, for me, but it might.
Well, I
I
was
get
just
them from, I get them from Joe, I get them from this Joe easily,
Mm-hmm.
but from what he's saying, I'm not so sure.
Well, if we use our own personal one though, to share some stuff.
I don't-
When we first, at least start out, so if.
Yeah, I don't mind that. mean,
I think
don't
it's
care.
just a little bit, because I was talking about email and just some of the, like we just were learning with that Open Public Meetings Act as far as personal email and that use versus compared, and the information that is available then if you start using your
Yeah,
personal
it
email.
opens you up.
So I would say,
No.
I would just say that it's worth considering as far as, even if it is a couple weeks, that does allow personal email then to be kind of used as far as a city position. So I would be a little hesitant with that, just as far as in case there are any issues with communication to then go through.
Plus there is a quorum issue involved in all of that. That,
Not for emails, for a quorum.
no, but a quorum of board members speaking of library business is personal, that not in an open meeting is not allowed.
You can communicate amongst each other. You can't make decisions, but you can communicate, like if you found something, like for instance, bylaws that you thought you could
Something
share
like
those
that.
and some.
That's
and
a
send
very
back.
fine line, Denise. What, I'm with Kelly, I'd be very careful of that,
That's fine.
yeah.
Is it possible for some of the bylaws and information to be sent from the city to our personal accounts as far as what we've already been shared with information?
You're still going to be
Regarding
in the
this
same
meeting.
situation of opening up yourself, though,
Okay.
if that's what you're worried about.
I think that what I'm hearing is that if it comes from the city to us individually, it is not us individually
Right.
sharing amongst ourselves.
Not a
So
group
that's a
meeting.
little bit different tree, so to speak. It's
It's not
I'm
a
just not as
indirect.
familiar with the open public meeting, and since
Yeah.
we just kind of got our little training video, I'm trying to be extra cautious because I just know that that's new to the state and new probably to some
I
of
don't-
us not involved.
I don't think you can go through the city from us because he's the city, we're the library.
Okay.
That's a conflict. He doesn't work for us. He works for the city.
truth.
Correct.
So you can't do that.
Okay.
So we'll just deal with it.
Okay.
We'll just
If-
deal with it
yeah.
into the next meeting, and we'll bring what we find, and we'll sit down and we'll pound it all out together at the next meeting. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
For number 5, for the finances, I'm assuming that's just, as a board, we're deciding the budget and then how to use the finances and
correct.
control them. Okay.
I'm not sure I totally understand 6, and if it even,
Except
it
all
relates
gifts of
to,
money.
it is.
There's a lot of them that don't really accept, they really don't.
I don't, yeah.
So that one would be like somebody wants to donate bookshelves to us.
Yeah,
How do we accept that and then use it or not?
just accept gifts of money or property.
Or property.
Yeah.
And that includes if people want to donate books.
I assumed that gifts of money could also be, if you had money boxes around town or something to donate to the library, that could be included in that.
Sure, if someone
Yeah, bring
raised
it to the
money
city.
from a birthday or something, if that was part of
Yeah.
their choice to raise money as a fundraiser for the library.
7 definitely doesn't apply
No.
to us.
Nor does 8.
No, nor does 8. Purchase books, allows and supplies for the library.
And 10 is one that's expedient for orderly and efficient management and control of the library, because right now there's
It's
a
a
lot of
disaster.
there's a lot of boxes of books that are leaving and some that are staying and things that need to be done with them, and so
And is that, just curious, part of kind of board's responsibility, more so librarian responsibility once they're hired, combination of both?
Both, I would say.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think as the sooner we can get somebody in here, then maybe we could have like a workshop or something on
That's what I
Saturday
think, yeah.
to help. Cause,
just to work. We're not making any decisions. We're
No.
just working.
yeah,
Just working.
yep, just.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Well, and familiarize ourselves with where everything actually is.
yep.
And,
But I certainly hope that my goal would be that the librarian and the board work together.
yes.
If we wanna have a workshop, the 5 of us,
Would work
6 of
together.
us,
Yeah.
do whatever and, yeah, make it work together.
That way we would all have a better idea of everything.
I don't think,
In the budget, well, I guess we won't until we get it, I was going to say,
we'll have all that on.
yeah, because
At the next week.
how much of our budget is going to be, are we responsible for the maintenance and the operation of the building?
It's a percentage.
Is it?
But I also want the whole list of, from that grant that they had received and all the books that came in. What equipment did we get? What didn't we get? And all of that stuff too.
Okay.
There's a question in the back.
Should be a packing list. Stacy.
Yes, I heard a comment about what was purchased in the grant, and what didn't we get, and what did we get. I want to know how that relates to maintenance of the building.
What?
How it what?
How it relates to maintenance of the building,
It doesn't.
okay? And why do you need a copy of the list? And if you walk behind the desk, it's right there, and I don't understand why we're still talking about this, and I don't understand this. Why is
Okay,
this still
all
a
the
big
questions
deal?
will be taken at
We
the
spent
end.
all the money.
We're gonna go through the meeting,
Yeah, we did.
end of it. Okay.
Are you not going to answer my question?
Well, it is our job to know those things, what was received off of the grant, so we know what equipment, what we have and what we don't have. I'm not talking about the books, I'm talking about the equipment and all of that, so we need to be familiar with all of that as well.
Yeah, agreed.
So
Especially
we need
those
to
of
know
us that-
all of it.
Especially those of us that don't know anything about what
Exactly.
is and what hasn't and what is available.
But you haven't asked why there's books in boxes or what we've been doing all summer. And we have 3 former board members here. And you haven't asked what we've been doing.
We could answer anything if you needed.
We will,
Okay.
we'll answer, we'll ask.
But I think it's more important that we get our bylaws and get ourselves set up before we get into past discussions.
Yes. Okay, are there any other questions on any of that stuff?
I don't think so.
That's called age, honey.
Okay. What else do you want to cover?
I mean, I do think it is a good point to bring up old business, since the new secretary, I don't have any minutes or information from previous as far as how you would normally run a meeting, as I'm aware, is to ask about old business as well as new business. So I guess that would if since I am not aware of old business, I will ask our board member and then could open up to the other people. So if board
fine.
members, we have any understanding of old business, and then we can open up for others.
That's fine. That is fine.
Do we have any again, I'm new into this, so I don't have any of the old business.
Yes, I don't either.
Okay,
Except I do think we need to be careful not to get too far into discussions until we have some bylaws to run by. We're just
Or we're gonna
kind
get
of
ourselves
here
mm-hmm.
tonight to get things started,
Sure.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so,
And I think we need to go into an executive session.
Would it be possible to ask for old business that would need to be resolved, coming in as a brand new board?
I think maybe after next week, when our bylaws are in place and we're covered. Or
Okay.
we're working on them, and
Okay.
I think we need to,
And what do the bylaws help with some of that?
You can set your executive, part of your executive meetings in your bylaws.
Okay.
You can set what your mission is.
Okay.
You can set perimeters. There's a lot of things that can be done within the bylaws that will help us govern a meeting and ourselves.
Okay. So is that the end of any new business that we would have then as a board for this evening? Since we are not operating under any bylaws for comments from public?
I would say.
I'm not sure what you're asking, Kelly. Are you asking, are we open to take stuff off the floor? Is that what you're asking?
I personally would appreciate hearing some of the old business that would be hoped to be accomplished from the new library board. But it seems like this is maybe not the appropriate time to ask for that at the moment, since we don't have.
maybe in a couple of weeks when we've got our
Well, and if we
bylaws
could
together.
get past minutes so that we can read what the old business is. We have no idea what the old business is.
Nope.
Or I don't.
Well, I think
No, we
that
don't.
was the purpose of asking some of the former board members who are in attendance,
Who was
if
the
that's
secretary?
available.
We did not even have officers.
What did you say?
They didn't even have
There was- we
officers,
didn't even
so it
have
was not a
officers.
legit library.
Oh,
Or
When we
there's
read
this-
that and
Yeah.
that information.
They're very informal.
So are there
Yes.
any
Yeah.
minutes from any
Or
of
just
it?
no, I mean, doesn't have to be minutes, but
Any
no.
notes at all?
There are very few.
We took minutes several years
Yeah.
ago. I don't know what happened to them. I know that we always left them here. But I know when I first was on the board, I took minutes for several meetings. But I don't know what happened to them because we just turned them in here.
Yeah, sure.
So,
So it would have been to like the librarians.
March,
then.
what
I never saw those.
the minutes?
I never saw any minutes with her signature on them.
Whose did you have? Kind of give us a hint. Which way? How far back? You remember?
There weren't any.
Oh, there weren't any? Oh,
Okay.
I mean, there were a few here or there, some that, Mrs. Schultz had done,
okay.
That's the thing, we had
some that I
nothing to
had
go by.
done. I think there was.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why I
definitely
was
starting from
maybe
scratch.
seeing from the just kind of the ideas and
Yeah,
some of the
and then there
things
was
going
one at the
forward, just
very
since there
end.
aren't
After I
minutes to be
quit,
able to
there was
ask
one-
the former board members.
Got it.
That's what their last
Yeah, there's nothing.
meeting entailed and what they were in process of, maybe?
We can ask them that.
I mean, we
Yeah,
can,
I
we
think
can,
that-
we can
I think
ask
that
them.
would
can
be
we
not
helpful.
necessarily
ask to table that
Yes.
until we get
Table it.
2 minutes, 2 meetings down the road and then start up with it?
Okay.
Is that
It's so
acceptable?
important to get our bylaws done right away,
Yes.
and then,
I'm sorry, not really a question, because I understand you want to wait on questions till the end.
Mhm.
Just maybe, an idea, and I'm gonna buffle a little because I get nervous, and I'll babble a little, so sorry about that.
You're
But,
fine.
I think the idea that you're going after is like a starting point with the minutes and understanding of, where we go with the bylaws from here. Part of this meeting with opening it up to some of the old guard that is here helps you to be able to set those new bylaws. Maybe, and again, ignore me if it's not helpful.
I don't like it illegal.
And so to go forward with that, so I understand why you're asking like for the past minutes
Mhm.
and understanding that it was not done really. And I'm pretty new to this too. I hadn't been in any of the other board meetings. It's for the very last one. But one of the unique and interesting and very exciting things you guys have is you're starting with a blank slate. So understanding that the bylaws aren't written yet, but you can ask for advice or information from them here that have been on there before of what they would like to maybe see some of those bylaws encompass. And again, as the board, then you have the choice to disregard it or bring those into the future with the talking of the bylaws. So just to put out there, and then just one other tiny little thing about other libraries with bylaws being public domain, you should be able to Google them.
I have.
Okay, all right.
I have some bylaws. I thought I had them with me, but I think they're sitting at home on the table.
Sure. So just, just for direction, because you all, I mean, and again, you can just tell me to be quiet if you need to also.
Well,
But just,
Didn't we have bylaws?
no.
They were never found.
Oh, I had a copy at home.
You have
When
or
I
had?
Had when I was on the board. Yeah,
So do you have you can get me a copy of that?
probably not.
Here we are.
Because
That's the
it's
thing.
been a few years.
You got,
and-
yeah, and
Go
we,
ahead.
you guys are making us, no, you're not. I'm joking. We really did our job. We honestly, really did. This doesn't look good, does it? And I think Stephen, David, I think it just all kind of surfaced that, oh my gosh, look at the way we've been doing this, which was not of any help to you people at all. And that's what I feel really bad about.
It's okay. We're gonna get through
Yeah.
it. And
I was hoping we'd have bylaws to make it
Yeah.
just a little bit
It'll be
easier for
fine.
you. Yeah.
it'll be okay.
We just need to make sure that we are following the Washington State Library, RCWs,
Absolutely.
in order to be a member of that. And these are all part of the things that we have to do in order to be a member of that.
Right, sure. I mean, we need to keep that going.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I would like to move that we table any discussions about previous needs and actions until after our second meeting, when we set our bylaws and how we're going to run the meeting, and then open it up.
yep.
Yeah, I'll second that.
So we have a motion on the table to table all contents, I guess, pretty much is what you're asking for.
Till we get,
Okay,
Till we
with a
get put
second
together.
by Kelly. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0, pass. Okay, well, is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
me,
Anything? There's so much
there's
to
so
get on,
much,
so-
yeah, there's so much.
In the interim, that there is no librarian. What is the role of the library and who is operating the library?
There is
I guess I
nobody.
will just ask.
There hasn't
Librarian
been
will
anybody.
be under you guys,
Yeah,
right?
mhm.
Right,
But is the
currently-
library open?
No,
Can
it's
people
closed
come?
until we can get this, that's why it's so important to hurry up and get this done,
And
so,
how-
To
And
even
then-
check out, excuse me, I'm sorry.
you're okay.
Okay, to even check out books, because we have people that come in on off times. 'cause
It's closed
they're-
until we can, so maybe
That
next
could
week.
bite you.
Well,
Is it closed
But look
as
at
of
the- I
now?
mean,
How
but-
long has it been
but
closed?
you look at the library, what shape it is in anyway.
Okay,
It's a mess. Because they're trying to get books out and get books back in,
right.
and so,
And with this grant, this good grant that we got, we have books galore back there that we will be putting in too. So
That is
that's good.
correct.
And they have to all be, so, okay, got it.
Did a scanner come?
Yes,
We did get the scanner.
we've had two. Marge said something happened to the first one, and
Okay.
then we got a second one. And
Okay.
I'm going to assume that Stace has it, because she was showing us kinda how to do it, so.
So, is it in this is it in the possession of the library?
I would say not, right now.
Okay.
I don't know, try that.
Is it? Does anybody know?
I think everything that's been,
I think
Is it all
because of
behind
what
there?
happened the first time that Marge said the other one disappeared, we had to order a new one. And I could be wrong, I mean, it could be here somewhere.
are you talking about a scanner?
Barcode
machine
scanner,
Or the,
barcode scanner so that we can put it into the
I-
computer.
I was led to believe in a casual conversation that it probably has not been acquired.
It has.
It has.
It's in the freight.
Here,
Oh, good,
because Stacy didn't take that stuff off.
good.
Is there anything left that Stacy has that belongs to the library that we need to get back?
That I'm aware of. She's done a good job.
No,
of
she's
leaving.
done a really
Yeah.
good job about informing the board what's come in. And then if we wanna see it, we come down, you know, that's like when she got the scanner.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm glad here it's there.
Sit there? Perfect. So, there was a scanner.
It's gotta be, there was one other thing too,
Computer.
she showed us.
There's-
What?
How many computers? 1, 2, 3?
I don't think all
Three.
the computers are in there, are they?
Yes, they're all.
Are they all in there now?
But I don't know if they're.
This,
Everything.
See,
this
that's
was
what I was-
supposed to be, yeah,
yeah.
this is kind of
Okay.
old though.
Yeah.
I just
Kinda
like,
is anything we got has been moved book-wise, has been back there.
yeah.
Inventory.
So
Yeah.
how long has the library been closed and not accessible to people? As far as-
Thursday or Thursday?
2 weeks.
Has it been 2 weeks?
Okay.
Inaccessible to anyone for checking out
Well,
books?
there's a sign on the door that says it's closed over the hours, or it's on the side now, but it was smack dab in the middle of the door for 2
Okay.
weeks.
Yeah, because I came in, I had a book picked out, but checked out, Marge told me I couldn't, so then I had to put it back.
I would suggest just for having official minutes and business of a public domain, that be somewhere in your minutes, that you vote that the library is officially closed. So it wouldn't be a
Maybe
random
closed.
act of someone, that it would be approved by the board and
Okay.
written in minutes so that. people could
Continues to
see
be,
it.
continues to be closed.
That's a good point.
Since it was
Yeah.
a city. Thank you for that
So, does
suggestion.
someone
Yeah.
want to make a motion?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I motion that the library remains temporarily closed until further notice.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all
Sorry,
in
Tara.
favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 5-0.
I never, it's pretty tiny.
Is there any, if I were someone coming in to get a book and didn't necessarily know our situation, since we have a meeting to do our bylaws, is it prudent on our part to give any sort of estimate of an approximate of how many weeks we expect it to remain closed?
No, because we have to do our bylaws, we have to do our library thing, then we have to advertise that. And then pick and bring,
Librarian.
and, so,
Yeah,
we
hire a
have to sit,
librarian.
but it's gonna be a
It's
month.
gonna be a
It's
month.
probably gonna be at least November 1st.
Is there, with
I-
that information, because I didn't realize that the library was closed to checking out books.
Well, there's not been a librarian and there's not been a board.
Sure, I
So-
just, with that information, should we try and have a earlier meeting than September 29th, for instance?
Have another one?
Especially
We can, if
since,
you, what do you, are you thinking maybe a meeting, like for 4 weeks, boom, 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 boom?
The
to see if
29th
we
is
can-
next week. But she's
right, but
talking
it's
about
a
the
week
20.
and a half,
You're talking
for
about this week,
instance.
though?
Just as as an option,
Right. So the
knowing the
23rd?
timeline of having
22nd, when
to
is that? I don't
get get the bylaws to post.
Do you want to have a meeting on this Thursday then?
We could,
I would just suggest
since
it
we're
as something
kind of
that-
working with a.
That's fine.
Okay.
So we need a motion then.
Motion that we have a meeting this Thursday at 4:30. That's
21, 22, 23.
That's March 22nd.
22nd
September.
I'm sorry, I don't even know what month it is.
September.
September 22nd.
September
I need to better now.
Yeah, September 22nd.
My apologies.
Jumped way ahead.
I did. That is not this. Wow.
And
have to-
Thursday's the best day for everyone, as far as
She's out Tuesdays and
Okay.
Wednesdays,
Okay.
and
Even-
Mondays are bad for
even
her,
of this
so.
week.
There, if it's a regular scheduled Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe, but there are medical appointments that interfere with Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's what my
Okay.
issue is on
Yes.
Mondays. Is I got
Okay, so
doctor
Kelly, you made a
way I can
motion
get
to have
an
a meeting on Thursday.
I'm meeting this Thursday,
Yep.
September 26th.
September, so we have a motion on the
Second.
table for
Thank you.
September 22nd, made by Kelly, to have a meeting for the bylaws. And
Is that
Maybe
4:30,
to write,
Kelly?
how about if we
To
write
work- to-
our
to-
Advertise,
our
yeah.
advertisement for the
Yep.
city to,
At the same time.
at the same
Yeah.
time?
for
So
the,
we get
yeah,
it moving.
I
for,
would second that motion.
Is that 4:30, Kelly?
4:30, yeah. I think that's, if we plan it at that time, it should be good.
Do you know what your schedule is?
and a second
So far I have
by
Thursday off.
Alicia. Okay, any
But that
discussion?
never lasts.
Okay, I'll,
I have one discussion.
Mhm.
That means that we're going to also do the 29th. So we're
Yes.
going to
Yes.
do the 22nd, the 29th, the 6th. Am I correct?
yes, so that's 3, boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
We have a lot of work to do.
Okay, all in favor by saying aye,
Aye.
5-0 pass.
That should help.
That should help move things along.
Yes, it
anyway. I do have a question. How much of the library, I've not been in the school to look at the library in the school.
Neither have I.
Maybe we ought to do that. Just to kind of see.
To
We don't
kind
have
of
to, we don't have to do it as a
cross-
group.
To cross-reference kind
Yeah.
of what is available at the
Just a point of discussion to see
I
what.
think I was told that they combined, all of the elementary with high school civil things together. That's all I know.
Well, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that I just got to thinking if we're going to try to coordinate some programs or anything else, or the library itself with what the school is doing, we kind of need to know what's going on up there too.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
be in touch with the school librarian, Harrington School Librarian.
See if we can't,
So you guys want to just kind of do that on your own?
Or do we want to go, we can go pairs, or as long as there's not necessarily 3 of us together, it's not a quorum.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say, as we're getting a sense of the books and a little bit more of that and some of their schedules, that would, I would say, probably be a more appropriate time rather than in the bylaw section to
right.
be
Yeah,
able to.
you're right.
You gotta have at least a couple meetings to get our.
Yeah.
I don't even know,
Later this month.
I don't even know
We
how
need to get through
they
the first couple, two, three.
run the library if they
Who is the
have.
school library? Do they know?
Where is it? Who? I don't even
No, I've
know.
been there.
I don't even know if they have a librarian anymore.
Do they?
Do they?
Do they?
Yeah,
I see
not
nodding.
full-time, but they do have
Part-time.
one that works the library.
Because that would be a great person, obviously, for the librarian that's hired here to be in touch with and have a good communication
I
with that
think so.
person.
Down the road, anyway.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Okay. Do we feel that we have gone through what we need to do tonight, because it is 5:30?
Yep.
And
Okay,
Jerry's alarm is going off.
any other discussions of anything? No? Okay, we need a motion on the table then to adjourn. No, I'm not,
she
I
can
can't do it. Well,
I move we adjourn.
I second it.
I think it's 5:30 by the city
5:30 by
clock. By the city clock.
who's second? Yay. favor by saying, signal by saying aye.
Aye.
5-0 pass, I'll adjourn.
You may wanna mention today's date as well, 'cause I don't think
Oh,
I
for the
mentioned
minutes?
it
Yeah, today's date.
On the tape, yeah,
September 19th.
19th, 2022.